Boys, we're back with another solo leveling rise video, and today we're going to be showcasing 5 dupe Baek beast form. So let's get right into it. So, as you can see, I have Silvermane Baek, Of course, we're going to be using his exclusive weapon. It has at least 2 dupes into it. Here, I'll show this what it has on the stats. Basic damage increased by 16%. And then increases the user's when the user's basic attack hits, takes damage equal to 0.5% of current HP, and then but deals damage equal to 0.3% of current HP to targets. And then of course the cooldown is 1 second, so that way you don't proc like 600 of them in literally a millisecond. So that's going to be his equipment, of course. Let's go over some skills. Obviously, just like the other video, user skill damage increases equal to 50% of the user's reduced HP ratio, for those who don't know. When slaughter or violent approach hits, inflicts bleed on the target, and it cannot be applied to world bosses, because that would be too OP. The skill damage the user deals to targets with inflicted with bleed with magic beast claws and slaughter increases by 20%. So if they're bleeding, you're going to be doing more damage. The user deals damage equal to 1% of current HP every 3 seconds. Now let's talk about dupes. When the user uses extreme attack beast form, increases crit hit rate and crit hit damage by 3% every 1 second for 10 seconds. So basically, every second you're going to be gaining 3%, and it ramps up at least until the last second. Now, it takes a lot of timing, but if you're looking at your stacks and you're paying attention, if you manage to do your ult on the final stack, then you're able to maximize the amount of damage output that you can do with your ult, right? The user's HP increases by 10%. Of course, this is basically to offset the fact that he's going to be losing a lot of HP, and this gives him a little bit of survivability, and he does have a reduced HP ratio, which he does inflict damage to the enemy based on his HP. So that's not bad. And then you have increases the basic attack and core attack damage, increased effect to bleeding targets by 40%. So if they're bleeding, which they will be 90% of the time, you're going to be doing 40% more damage based on basic attack and core attack. Now you have the 4th dupe, which is the user's basic attack damage increases by 40%. So yeah, basically your basic attack damage is going to be insane. And then you have your final one, which is the user's skill damage increases proportionally to 80% of the user's HP ratio. So your skill damage is going to do a lot more damage on the less HP you have, right? So 80%, and that's why you get more HP. More HP means your ratio is a lot larger. So then when you do damage based on your reduced HP ratio, you're going to be doing more damage, if that makes sense, right? Now we're going to be talking about basic attacks, of course, your basic attacks. So now skill level ups. First, before I go into the skills, your skill level ups are going to be first your basic attacks and your core attack. You want them as high as you can get, and then you do your ultimate. Okay? Now, artifacts. Artifacts, of course. Now, you've already read most of his kit that I just explained to you right now. His basic skill, he's mainly basic skill, not basic skill, basic attack and core attack. That's going to be his main focus, and then applying bleed. So of course you're going to run the Dragon Knight set, and then he does lose HP when he's using his extreme beast form. So losing HP is actually beneficial to you, and it makes it easier to proc the skeleton set, right? So basically, in my opinion, these are going to be the best 2 sets for him, increasing your basic attack damage and your core attack damage, while also charging up the user's core gauge by 60 when you do hit it. Then you have your Berserker, which is the skeleton set, which is basically HP condition changes to 70%. So basically below 70%, you gain a 30% damage dealt increase, which is very easy to proc because you take increased damage and you also lower your own HP. So very, like I said, very risky, but very rewarding. This is basically the substats I have on him, just to showcase him real quick. You can just pause wherever you feel like it, right? And the main focus that I was going for on this character when building him was crit hit damage, crit hit rate, defense penetration, damage increase, attack percent or attack, and HP percent, right? Just HP percent, not flat HP. I mean, granted that you do get your flat HP from your necklace, but aside from that, you know, just flat HP. I don't go for flat HP. Goes for percentage HP. Now, time to show the stats. So basically, getting all the stats that we want. You want to kind of have a consistency. I kind of have 50% crit hit rate, so I kind of do the effect from his first dupe is kind of getting nullified. Kind of, you're still getting the crit hit damage, but you're not really gaining so much of the crit hit rate. But in my opinion, for consistency, I'd rather have it at 50%, so I can always have the attack like the crit hit, so I don't have to be worrying about trying to get hit, getting higher crit hit rate. Crit hit damage, of course, you want to have at least 140% in my opinion. With the boots, it's very easy. I recommend you always go crit hit damage boots for him, no matter what set you're using. And then defense penetration. Normally, I try to aim for 10%. I'm not quite there yet. I still do have some pieces that need to be worked on. And then damage increase, more or less the same 10%. I kind of keep that same kind of ratio, right? Overall, this is basically going to be the build. Right, so that's basically going to be him. So let's just get straight into doing Battlefield Trials. So as you know, I do like to do Battlefield Trials because there's this boss, which is the bear, which is very simple. He doesn't do anything crazy. He only gets Berserk, which increases his attack. You can see him in his raw element, and you know there's no element buff or bonus on this, so you don't have to worry about anything. This is just a neutral advantage versus the enemy. Right, so we're gonna just do a run by himself, nothing crazy. So basically in the last video, I did use shadows just because he was no dupes and I was basically trying to showcase him in a way where like if you were a free-to-play player and you're not quite there yet on the crit hit rate, you'd be using Idris, of course, to factor in that crit hit rate. But in my case, I don't necessarily need it because I am at 50% without Idris, so it's not like it's a necessity. So I am going to just remove them completely, entirely. I'm not going to have any shells whatsoever. They do kind of get in the way of when I'm trying to see the numbers as well and show you guys. So we're just going to go in raw just like this with no characters or anything, just him, pure damage just straight from him, and we'll see how he performs. So this is the first time I'm actually seeing him in action. I haven't touched him or tried him since I got him, so this is going to be new for me as well. So we're both going to see how he performs. So overall, just like I said before, playing him, you do want to have his stimulant up at all times before attacking, right? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Right? Okay, I'm kind of messing up here. All right. Holy, was that 120k? Wait a minute. Those core attacks are disgusting. Like, I just did 300k on just a core attack. Look at that. Look at those numbers. And you activate your core attack so easy, too. Like, it's crazy. Right? So his skill is nothing crazy. Like, his skill doesn't matter too much. Like, look at those bleed ticks. 88k. Look at those numbers. Look at those numbers. Constantly hitting 23k, 40k, 80k, 100k. Holy. Right? Got a buff. You're gonna dodge. Oh my god, he moves so much. And then we're gonna ult. This is with 7. Oh my god, was that a million? Bro, I hate the angles of this game sometimes, bro. The angle, it just makes it so difficult to see your numbers. Oh my god. Look at those numbers. Jesus. Right. But yeah, like I said before, very risky character. His damage output is nice, Like, you're doing good numbers constantly, frequently doing outputting a lot of damage. The only problem with him is, of course, he's very risky, so you do want to play him with characters that do have shield. Right? Maybe I'll be able to see it now. Bro, it's so difficult to actually see these numbers. I think that time was just 100k. Oh no, I'm out of mana. GG. But yeah, the bleed does a lot of damage. Like if you think about it realistically, all the amount of hits that you're doing, and the bleed basically constantly hitting the enemy, like just passively, like you'll always be having bleed on him. Like look, he has bleed right now, just taking like casual damage. Right now it's only 70k. I mean, granted, I don't have my buff up, right? So I wasn't able to beat him, but I mean, you get the picture, right? Like, of course, I'm just using him by himself, so I'm kind of running out of mana and stuff like that. Like, if you did have other characters, actually, you know what? I think we could do that. We could, whoops, press the wrong thing, but we could do that. We could showcase him on a team, and see how he performs in a team. Because this was in a solo manner, right? Just by himself, he was outputting a good amount of damage. He was constantly hitting 20 to 30k damage. Sometimes when he hits his core attack, he was hitting like triple 80ks. His ult, I couldn't tell if it was a million or if it was 100k or what. Because I mean, the positioning of his ult is super bad. Like you can't really see the numbers because it's like to the side. And like I don't understand what the thought process was behind that. But yeah. All right. So now we're just gonna run him in the team, and then see how quickly I can defeat the boss. Right. So, since I have enough crit hit rate, we are just going to put Baruka or Blade. Igris is a secondary, and then our third will just be tank. Because I have enough crit hit rate, I'm already capped out. I don't need any more. We're chilling with that. Now for characters, now Min would be a good option here, right? But the problem with me using Min is that he does heal, and it does kind of get in the way of me using Baek properly and efficiently. So I will be using Libora instead. Because with Libora, she basically also does the same thing, applies the damage taken buff on enemy or whatever. So overall, pretty good. And then I will be taking Sail, simply because Sail will provide me with a shield, which will keep me like I'll still be taking damage, but the shield will basically keep me from dying. Alright. Now you don't have to if you're a fucking veteran or something or a professional at this game or whatever, then you don't need Sail. Like if you could dodge everything perfectly, alright, good for you. Just use someone that inflicts defense down like Choi or something. Right. So we're just gonna go into it with this. My Libora is by no means geared or anything crazy like that, so hopefully she doesn't die. I just need to apply the charmed effect. Alright. Okay, so we got the charmed effect. Alright. And we get the shield. I just did 600k just entering. Like, look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. Holy. Absolutely insane numbers, right? And we're just going to go back to Libora again. Right? And good thing is with Libora, you also constantly have passive damage. Alright, and then we're going to go back into Baek. Look at those numbers. Holy. Look at that. Look at that. Jesus. Those numbers are insane. Oh, I didn't get it on the 10, unfortunately. That would have been way more. That would have been way higher. Alright, we're going to go back into Libora. Apply the charm effect on him. Okay, we got the shield. And then we're gonna go into Baek again. That's the only problem with this boss. This boss moves so frequently. Like, look at those numbers. Jesus. Put her in. Swap into, okay, well, boss is dead. That's crazy. Alright, maybe I might want to do this without the shadows, because I think the shadows are also kind of getting in my way. Alright. Shadows are kind of annoying sometimes when you got to showcase a character. So I might have to do a little bit more testing and see who I can use as an option. Maybe use Kim. Kim might be fine too. I believe Kim provides a shield, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? We could do one more test. I want to see something real quick. Let's try testing him without the shield, because I feel like with the shield, with Sail specifically, it takes way too long to activate the stuff I need. So let's try doing a defense down, right? Defense down would be nice. You can even use Baek. If you use Baek and then you use her with like a power gauge set, then you could get your whole team's power gauge up quickly, which is good, because then you could use Baek's ult and then just instantly apply the defense down, right? The only problem I don't like with Libora is her charm. The charm only lasts like 15 seconds. It doesn't last long enough, in my opinion. Like 15 seconds is just not long enough. Maybe I do Min instead. I really just don't want to gain too much HP, because then it makes it very difficult. Let me see. Let me try Min. Let me try Min, because his ult is also kind of nice, right? Maybe we can make him work. Right, so I'm disguised right now. So we apply this. And right. Maybe I should, yep, I shout it right now. We do this. And then we go into Joy, so he'll put defense down. Alright. Big ult. And we go into Baek. Alright, so we take the full force of that. Got 10 stacks, now we ult. Holy, nah, that had to be like 2 million right there. Actually insane. Bro, look at those numbers. Okay, let me move, please. Alright. We ult. Then we switch in, apply the defense down. Then we go into Baek. We buff. Then we go ham. Alright. Oh my god, this boss moves so much. Look at that. Holy, 500k just from the skill. And then you can just ult and just kill him off. Yeah, okay, so maybe Min still isn't too bad on this team. Still pretty good. Because I mean, I guess he just loses more HP than he gains. So yeah, I guess you can use Min as well. Min is completely fine. And then applying the defense down also makes it even more better, especially if you have Choi, because he does apply 2 defense downs, and then you do have your Baek just outputting insane amount of damage. As you can see there, I literally shredded that boss like it was nothing, bro. Like it was a piece of cake, bro. That is absolutely insane. Holy, I love the character. The character is so fun to play. But yeah, that's the silver main Baek. Of course, Max Dupe. I think he's pretty good. Underrated. I really think he's underrated. Now imagine if I played him in a scenario where he had no dupes and I used the full team. He'd probably be hitting good numbers, so I probably should have done that. A bit too late now. But yeah, overall, this is the character, and this is the breakdown of him with 5 dupes, not 10 dupes, just 5 dupes, right? So hopefully this helped you guys decide whether you want to pull for this character or not. I think he's very good, very risky, but he is very good if you know how to play the team right. And I'm glad I actually pulled for the dupes right. All right, well, that's about it. It's getting real late, y'all boys. I hope you guys have a blessed day or night, wherever you're at. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.